Hello, and welcome to Plot Points and Pours. We are coming at you right now on a beautiful Master's Sunday. As you can see by my sunglasses and very chill demeanor, it's pretty nice out, and we're relaxing. So I hope that this podcast finds you well. And you are all on a patio, maybe slow sipping, enjoying the nice weather. I am David Lee, and I am joined by a couple of great guys. Let me throw it over to them to introduce themselves.
Hey, Luke here with you again, episode 3. Kind of everything Dave said, but I really think today is a testament of how serious we are about these books and getting these reviews out because, let's be honest, it's 75 degrees out, not a cloud in the sky. We should be golfing right now,
Yeah,
but
it's true.
We're here digging into this and looking forward to it and excited.
For the fans.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. Welcome back, everybody. My name's Cam. Really excited to talk about this book today. As Luke and Dave said, it's Masters Sunday. Beautiful day outside. We got a beer poured. I hope you guys do too. I know this isn't live, but the weather is going to continue for the next couple weeks, I think. So before you sit down and really dive into this, I encourage you to pour yourself your own beer. Maybe it's a local one. Probably should be a local one. And let's dive in and get to it. We got a real exciting show today. A lot of stuff to talk about. The book by request that we are reviewing today is Find Focus, Fight Distraction, Attention Span by Gloria Mark, PhD. I have my own notes. I know these guys do too. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, really encouraging stuff, a lot of insight to get to. But without further ado, you guys know how we start the show. We like to start the show with a book cover review. So without further ado, let's go over to our tech guy, let him introduce himself, and then get right into the book cover.
Hey, good afternoon, guys, if it's afternoon where you're watching it. I won't waste any time. I'm going to dive right into this book cover. I mean, first, right off the rip, look at it. It's a vivid yellow front cover. It grabs your eye right off the get-go. And then huge words across the front, attention span.
I know you like those big words.
Oh, you know I love it. You can't fail to catch your eye with those words.
It's true.
What do you think about the color scheme?
I love it.
Are you a yellow and blue guy?
Yeah, I was going to say, I hate the colors.
Really? I always thought yellow looks good except for
Oh, I
the
guess
cars.
looking at the front, it's not so Michigan.
Yeah.
Nah, that blue's not Michigan blue.
Yeah.
That's like Chargers
Obviously,
blue.
we're Ohio State fans. I know I'm supposed to do only the book review, the cover review, but when I was reading the book, a quote really caught my attention. You guys want to hear it?
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right, tell me what you guys think about this.
All right, let's hear it.
The chains of habit are too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken.
Holy crap.
Dive into that one.
That's
deep.
powerful words.
You came up with that?
No, it was in the book.
Oh, okay.
Can you repeat that one more time for
One
our
more time.
listeners? I feel like that was really profound.
The chains of habit are too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken.
Jeez,
That's a
man.
fact.
That is.
Yeah, so this book is all about our habits in today's world, right? And how we deal with social media, this influx of information just blasting us every day. And that quote right there, I'm really glad you started with that one, Vito, because it's crazy to think about how we have to deal with all this information getting to us, and how do we not form bad habits on social media? Like
Agreed.
these algorithms that Gloria Mark, PhD, dives into, she breaks it down. A lot of research goes over it. These algorithms are designed to hook us in. And what do we do to fight back? You know?
And you know what's crazy is it's not just the young kids like they say. It's everyone. It's adults big time getting caught up in this.
Didn't they have a stat in there? They showed a graph in the book, right, Vito? Yes. Where our attention spans are decreasing every year. They've been tracking this information, right? And it, like Luke said, It's crazy. People think it's just Gen Z and millennials, but they
These
have
damn
data
kids.
supporting that. It's everybody. These
Boomers.
old folks, too, they're stuck on their phones. They don't want to admit it.
It's true.
They're worse than anyone.
Yeah. My father can't get off the phone.
Your dad's a sweetheart.
Is your father a lawyer subscriber to this yet?
That would be a no. He doesn't really approve of my life choices, but we'll get around
I mean, I was just talking to your dad yesterday. He's all about it and a big time listener. That's awesome.
Yeah, I hope we encourage everyone of all ages to tune in because we have a lot to talk about. And Gloria Mark, PhD, I think she really broke down a lot of interesting topics and did a lot of good research to, I don't know, maybe get your mind right. Maybe you're getting lost in this influx of information. All this data coming at you from so many different angles. The one thing I like to correlate this situation, this world we live in now, with data coming at us everywhere on social media, TV, all our devices everywhere. I always go back to this clip from The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, okay.
With Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, okay.
Where he talks about all this high frequency shit. And how we have to deal with it.
You're dealing with numbers all day long.
We should play
Decimal
that.
points, high frequencies, bang, bang, bang. Fucking digits. All very acidic, above the shoulders, mustard shit. All right? It kind of wicks
Mustard
people
shit,
out.
you know?
Right. You got to feed the geese to keep the blood flowing. Now keep the rhythm below the belt.
All right, so we don't
This
gotta
is
keep
a tip.
the whole
This is a
thing playing.
prescription.
Feed
If
the
you
geese
don't,
mean? What's he talking about?
I think
He owns some ducks.
I think the way he talks about counteracting all this high frequency shit, I think we're going to want to approach it in a little bit different way. But there are a lot of different ways. As my dad, who is a loyal listener, likes to say, there are multiple ways, more than one way to skin a cat.
Oh, yeah.
So there's more than one way to fight this decreasing attention span, this information coming at you.
Well, I know we're talking
from
about
all different angles.
Is your dad skinned a lot of cats?
That's one I've asked him about, and he hasn't given me a straightforward answer.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have him on one day, and he could talk about it.
We can talk about how to skin a cat. I'm actually kind of interested now.
Oh, you guys know that's just a figure of speech. I think that's what he's trying to say. That's just a figure of speech. That's not real.
I think you're right.
That one went over my head.
I said I'd pay to see Dave skin a cat. Watch him just lock up.
So we are here on Master Sunday,
Yeah.
and I know you guys want to get into your picks, but I do want to talk about one thing about why we chose this book real quick and why I found it so interesting.
Yeah.
When we talk about a book like this, a nonfiction book, wow, really stuttered on my words there.
It's all right.
A nonfiction book, maybe it fits into the self-help category, at least a how-to or skill maybe, right? Because you're trying to develop a skill to develop more focus, be more productive in your life, right? Whenever I look at a book like that, I want to look at the background of who's writing it. Why should I believe what they're saying? And I know a lot of you guys are listening right now thinking, who are these guys and why should we be listening to them, right?
It's true.
Sure.
Right? I think we're going to prove that we're somebody that you should listen to.
Yeah. I mean, you could look at us right now and we're just four jackasses sitting around talking about a book, but it's much more than that.
Oh, I mean, personally, I have my high school diploma.
Yeah.
I have a lot of education.
It's true.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
I actually have my master's in carpentry.
He has his grade 10.
What do you, speaking of masters, how do you guys feel about this weekend so far with it?
Cam, you are the resident Masters guy. I'd like to hear your breakdown first.
So Dave said I'm the resident master's guy. That's right. I do have my master's.
You're gonna
got the hat on and
Go
everything.
for your PhD like Gloria Mark?
One of these days I might try to dabble and get to Gloria's Mark level, but I'm not there right now. We know that much. Masters tournament. I've been watching all week. I know I want to talk about the book, but I can't resist answering Dave's
come on.
questions.
We can't ignore the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Literally the 75-inch elephant in the room.
Since Scotty Scheffler won the Masters 2022, I was so sold on him moving forward. The way he can just tackle he's just overcome the game in so many different ways. There's a stat actually out there where he's in the 90th percentile, and this is 90% better than everybody else in every single category besides putting.
Really?
Oh, I heard them talking about this. Were they talking about it yesterday or Friday? They talked about this on air.
It's wild.
Yeah.
They break it down stat by stat. Like from 150 yards out, he's 90 in the 95th percentile. From 200 yards out, 99.
I think that's the best part about him, though, is any tournament I watch, he's just so damn consistent.
Yeah, he's rock steady.
You can
count on
always
him.
bet on him.
He's going to be in that top 10,
Yeah, like,
even if he's not
gonna be
winning.
there.
Yeah.
He's going on a Tiger-like tear right now.
I mean, I don't think anybody's going to go on a Tiger-like
I'm just
tear.
like the closest thing to it that we've seen, though. A guy that's every weekend he's right there in the top 3.
All right.
If anyone can, it would be him. If he makes a couple putts, I saw some people saying, "Oh man, he got lucky putts all day yesterday." He did have a few, but he also missed like 6 5-footers. If
It's
he
every
makes
game,
half
you know?
of those,
Last week he missed that one to tie the dude on the 18th.
Yeah.
Like a 6-footer. Like it was a pretty simple
How old
putt.
is he?
I think 27.
Oh, my God.
Jeez, it's a baby.
Anyway, that's really all I got to say about the Masters. Is if
Whoa,
you're
whoa,
if you're
whoa.
betting, how do you bet against Scotty
27.
Scheffler?
No, no, no.
27.
We got something big to talk about in the Masters that I'm not going to let us just, walk past. So, did Tiger have sex? Is that why his game went to shit?
Oh, I don't know. He did implode after the Friday's round.
Do you think he imploded into somebody and that's why he's
Call the closest Applebee's to Augusta
There's the
to find out.
again.
Yeah, Dave.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, his game seems to fall apart, which I always hate. I'm a big Tiger fan. I think he's good for the game of golf in general. Like when he's in the mix, more people are paying attention. When he's in the mix, like I think the game is just more exciting.
For sure. Yeah.
Such a gritty performance Friday or Thursday and Friday too.
I mean, dude, he was just in excruciating pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at least he still looks good compared to like Phil Mickelson.
Oh
Dude,
my
just
God.
strung out.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Could you possibly? I don't know what you got over there going on. Could you pull up a face shot of him by any chance?
I can, yeah.
We can't get sued for that shit, right? Making fun of him? Is that liable or?
I
If you
haven't
can,
done
it's
all the
okay.
research yet. I don't have my what do they call it? JD.
Yeah.
That's not me. But Ryan, I think if you just put it up on your screen and show the people, we'll
I
share
can't-
that, right?
Yeah, I can't do it over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
We'll share your screen for them.
Anyways, we saw it earlier. He came up there. I mean, the man looks like the crib keeper now. Something happened to him.
Dude looks strung out. And that's one thing
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up about the book, too. One thing I thought that was really interesting, just a real quick, brief mention of a study that they had in there that correlated pupil dilation with the strain of your cognitive resource. So if you've used a lot of your cognitive ability for the day, your pupil dilation would increase.
Do they count cocaine as a cognitive resource? Or
That's one thing she said,
Yeah,
and why you can't really you read the book.
I'm just
too.
wondering if old Lefty is bumping lines with some Saudi sheiks or something like that.
Is
on
he
that, yeah.
stressed out or is he coked out? That's
I
what
wouldn't-
we want to
for
know.
what was his contract, $400 million or something? I wouldn't be stressed out. I'd be straight chilling with that kind of money.
It's funny you mention that though with the pupils because and being. I mean, really, if you're tired, right? My wife and I went out to eat with some friends a couple nights ago, and our one friend said, "Wow, Luke, your pupils are so dilated right now." And I'm like, I don't know. And then I thought about it after reading the book. Oh, it was after a 10-hour workday. Foreman I'm working with a jerk pushing me like really hard, and I was tired. And it's what happens.
I gotta
Your
be honest
pupils
with you.
dilate.
That this conversation took a turn. I thought this was you admitting your drug problem finally.
No.
Live on air.
No,
Yeah.
it's just a booze
Phil
problem.
got 200. He had the
It
biggest
ain't a problem,
contract.
man. You do good at
It
it.
ain't a problem. I'm very good at it.
What'd you say, Vito?
Phil got the biggest contract with Liv. It was 200. Then Dustin Johnson, DeChambeau got 125, and Koepka took 25 million less, so he could still wear his Nike and stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing we were talking about. I find it crazy that he doesn't have to go to the Masters and wear his team logo.
Yeah.
He's still
That
rocking
is pretty
Nike.
crazy.
Good for him. But yeah, it's
Okay, go ahead.
one of the things about the book too that Gloria gets into, the author. She talks about how there's different types of situations that you're in every day that drain you differently. So I think it's interesting how you brought up you're working with this jerk that it just automatically that's more taxing because you know you need to focus more.
Yeah.
You're always worried about what this jerk is going to have to say to you.
What would you guys consider as like
know.
in it? Excuse me. Go ahead.
Are you talking about me?
That foreman's my brother, but whatever. Besides the
brother.
point, my little brother.
Yeah, but what I was saying was before I was so rudely interrupted.
And not so little anymore. He's only like an inch shorter than me now. He's gonna catch me soon.
Crazy.
One of these days.
God, you guys are 5'2" and 5'3" now. You guys are getting big.
Are you still growing, Vito?
What's that little Jacob Walker?
But what I was saying is to relate this back to the book and Gloria Mark, PhD. What do you guys find as like the most stressful and draining parts of your day?
Getting up.
Yeah.
Once I'm out of bed,
Getting out of the
I'm
door.
fine.
Getting out of the car in the morning is the hardest. And
It's
then-
not like coworkers or stuff like that.
No.
You know, that all has its ups and downs, but
I mean, me and Cam are in different positions where we work from home. So honestly, at least in
and
my,
you call what you do work, okay.
well, I mean, you know, work's work, man. But what I was saying was we really don't have to probably talk to people unless like we really need to. So the stresses that come with our jobs are probably a bit different than you two blue collar guys, you know, union guys, you know, tough.
Swinging a hammer all day.
Exactly.
Not really.
I think that's kind of one of the things that hooked me into this book right away. And we'll get to my final thoughts and my overall review at the end of this. But one of the things that hooked me in right away was the anecdote at the beginning where I don't know if she read my mind or what, but she described a normal workday for me right away where messages are coming in on Teams, emails are coming in. You got to jump on a Zoom call in front of 20 different people. How do you deal with all that stuff? I think that's the most draining part of my day. Like you said, Dave, a lot of the times I am working by myself, and that's a whole nother thing that we could get into. But then the time of day when I have to be dialed into this meeting and articulate these ideas just like we're doing today in front of all these different people while I'm getting messages from a different team talking about bullshit. I don't even know what it is. Yeah. How do I manage that? Do I ignore it? Do I address it immediately? I think in a lot of the things she talks about in this book makes sense. That really drains me, dealing with all those different things at the same time.
That'll make your pupils the size of a pencil eraser.
Cam, what's your typical workday hours? Like 7 to 4?
So I have a story just like Luke did about going out to dinner and friends talking about the pupil dilation, and that's why the quote, the research in there is so funny. The one time that happened to me, I was working probably, I don't know, 6 to 7, something like that every day. Hours?
That's an hour?
6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that's not what a normal day looks like. It's normally, I don't know, on and off. And that's why another thing I really wanted to get into this book about was how to manage my day a little bit better, because I feel like I could always be more productive.
It definitely highlights points to help you out with that for sure.
Hey, one thing I want to say about the Masters real quick. What do you guys think about this? I thought this was guaranteed money in my pocket. And
we got a little.
I fell apart. Yeah. So going into yesterday, you got the top 3 guys are all 6 under, right? You got Scheffler, Homa, and Homa, whatever, and Bryson. They're all 6 under. All they all have to do is go 1 under the next day, and it's plus 600. I put $50 on it, pays $300. This is guaranteed money. Obviously, Scotty's the only one who goes just 1 under. The other 2 are over. Wasted money.
I mean, yeah, I guess it come.
Did you use Sneaky Pete's bets for that?
No, but it was a free bet, babe. That was not real money.
Yeah. But it kind of goes back to what we were saying with just Scheffler being so rock steady and always being able to rely.
Oh, I knew I could count on him.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny the way that pressure gets to these guys. But that is a bad beat. I would have taken that bet all day. But
With that point, we are being signaled by our producers. We do have to take a quick commercial break.
Hold up. Binge watching another show? Scrolling through social media with a dead battery? There's a better way to unwind. Plot, Points, and Pours is here, baby. The podcast that injects some serious fun into your love for stories. We crack open the plot like a piñata, unleashing a rainbow of characters, analysts, hidden themes, and enough plot twists to make your head spin. And yes, there might be some local beer-fueled tangents along the way. Don't worry, they're hilarious. We're not your stuffy book club. Think more laughter, lively debates, and enough moments to take your inner nerd to a happy dance. Whether you're a sci fanatic or a historical fiction friend, Plot Points and Pours has something for you. So grab your favorite drink, turn up the volume, and get ready to geek out about stories with us. Plot Points and Pours is the podcast that turns passive reading into an active adventure. Find us on all your major podcast forms and prepare to have your mind blown, and maybe your taste buds too.
What's up, brothers, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that beautifully read sponsor by our tech guy, Vito Murata. So you're back here watching Plot Points and Pours. He just learned how to use that button. So I know there was a few things that they wanted to, Cam and Luke wanted to touch on this book, so I was going to throw it over to them to get some more insights on what we all just read.
Yeah, and one thing I really found interesting, I never thought of this in this light, but we obviously know you only have so much physical energy. Like when this guy here is doing his curls, he's at number 25. Mm-hmm. You can't do 26. You're done. You're exerted. You know what I'm saying?
That's not true. I can't do 26 curls.
Yeah, with just 5-pound dumbbells.
Yeah, the pink ones are cute.
But anyways, focus is the same way as like physical energy where you only have so much. I never thought of it that way, I thought you could go on forever, but you can't.
Yeah, and the author of this book does get into ways to deal with that and how to replenish that mental energy in the latter chapters. I think it's like chapter 13. Most of the book is background and research of what you need to know, basically. And I think maybe some of our readers might get lost in that. We talked about last time how Matthew Perry's book was a quick, easy read just because it was so conversational. This isn't one of those books. There's a lot of background there. She tries to put it in layman's terms, but it's, it moves a little bit slowly.
Well, Gloria Mark, PhD, I can understand, she probably uses a bit more on the technical side.
Yeah, nice shot, Phil.
Once in a while, right? Because part of my master's research, right, was just reading journal articles all the time. Mm-hmm. And, they break it down for you short and sweet and put it right there for you. She goes on tangents a little bit that I don't know if everybody really wants to read through.
Well, can I ask this? Is she getting distracted?
She might be getting distracted. But yeah, the crazy thing, and we were talking about this, right, how you lose energy. Your cognitive resources. The one thing they talked about that really is taxing and strenuous on your cognitive resources is just multitasking. And when you switch from topic to topic and trying to multitask, it actually drains you. You leave being stressed.
Whoa. Not to switch topics here, but I think I'd be remiss and our listeners would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. Cam, not everybody knows, but I know because we're close personal friends. Your alma mater was Ohio State University, and they had a big day yesterday during the spring game.
OH.
IO, baby. So to be honest, I've been honestly
hang on, Sloopy.
jumping at the
Sloopy,
bit
hang on
to talk to you about what your thoughts on the spring game. I know these two, Tech Guy and Luke, aren't the most cued in with Ohio State, but it's another button he just learned how to use. Cued into the Ohio State Buckeye world, but I am, and I know you are. So honestly, I wanted to talk mostly about the quarterback play. So I think right now, from my perspective, it's really a 3-leg race.
Yep.
Between Howard, which is the Washington guy they picked up. He's like a 5th-year senior. You've got the guy out of Alabama.
Is he from the state of Washington, or is he from? I know the school he went to is Kansas State.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh my God. We'll add that to things we got wrong. But yeah. So Howard, the kid out of Alabama, and
So are all the transfers there now, like from the portal?
they are. But hold on, we're jumping the gun here, man. You gotta producer keep producing. Let the on air talent do the talking.
When's that getting here?
He got you good.
Yeah, that was a good hit. Hit the button. Oh, good one. And obviously Devin Brown is the other guy. So I honestly was a little taken back that Aaron Nolan didn't get some more time yesterday too. But that's why I say it's a 3-man race.
Isn't that the street down there?
Yeah. Where who do you think's got the most likely chance of starting?
I think it is the Kansas State guy, Will Howard. At least that's my guy. I look at him, I see a Big Ten quarterback. You know, he's like 6'4", 6'5", like 250. Yeah. Dude could run.
Yeah.
He's got the big hands that can hold the ball when you go up to that team up north. It's 20 degrees. It's snowing. Julian saying, I saw he could sling the ball a little bit.
He threw a pick or more than one, but you know that's honestly not the worst thing in the world. It just means our defense is pretty stacked up, and you don't know, they could be running the same play over and just to practice shit.
Yeah, it seemed to me that the little guy had trouble throwing into the wind, and that's what I'm worried about with him as a freshman.
It did look that.
He reminds me too much. You guys remember this. Vito remembers this. Tate Martell from the Dwayne Haskins days.
Yeah.
The old Vegas guy. We used to throw him in there to do a couple quarterback runs, and everybody thought he was a 5-star recruit coming out of college or coming out of high school. And he ended up only being like, I don't know, just a little guy, couldn't throw the ball, flamed out when we got Justin Fields.
Yeah, he transferred to Miami.
I was going to ask, where's he
never
at
played
now?
Quarterback again because he actually sucked.
God, I remember this guy talking about him nonstop back in the day. Like
Tate
he was coming
Martell?
up.
I was
Yeah.
a big Tate Martell guy.
Prior to him playing, you were like, we got this guy coming up.
Stomach when he left.
I don't remember that, but I don't remember a lot of things, so maybe you're right.
I will say I saw enough out of Julian saying yesterday, just by the way he orchestrates things and gets the ball out quickly, that there's more promise to him than
Howard.
Martell. Maybe not Howard, but
Have you ever been to the game, Cameron?
have I been to an Ohio State game?
No, the
Spring game.
spring game.
I was there the year after they won the national championship.
Okay, there's 80,000.
Well, it was the
That's
first time it was
mention
a spring game has ever been televised.
Which is crazy too. Well,
This is
national national TV. First
national
one on
TV,
Fox.
yeah, you're
Normally
right.
they do it on BTN, our favorite station.
So I could watch that with
Sponsor
my
incoming.
antenna yesterday.
You could have watched
That's
that
pretty
with your,
sweet. Wow.
as long as you got on your roof and adjusted your rabbit ears and stuff.
Yes, you guys heard that. Luke has an antenna. Please subscribe. We need followers.
Me and Vito
I'm
were in
hurting.
here cutting up previous footage yesterday, and we had it on the TV. The producers and the writers, we got together and had it in the background.
Yeah, that's true.
Our day off.
That you guys at home probably think this is all off the cuff and ripped, but we do have ghostwriters. Like we're like.
I wouldn't say ghostwriters. I think Ryan. I keep saying Ryan. Vito is his name. Vito behind there has a big hand in what goes on in this show,
which is so weird because his hands are so small in real life.
Scotty's even threw one.
So does it mean anything to you guys that the team offense won yesterday?
No, I don't put
How
any.
does that work? That's what I don't understand. How does that work? Was it Scarlet
Which
versus
was-
Gray?
Scarlet versus
Yeah.
Gray.
I really hate how they do that. I wish they just like split up the teams like somehow evenly and just made it a real score and
Yeah.
not like, oh, the defense got to stop. That's 2 points.
Oh, that's how it works?
Yeah, it's something weird like that.
It is something weird like that, but
What was the final?
34-33.
Okay.
Team Scarlet won.
But yeah, I've seen a lot of people say Julian saying if he is neck and neck with Will Howard. He should get the start this year. And let's be honest, everybody.
Devin Brown guy, who's he?
He was the guy who played last year.
Okay.
After like when Kyle McCord was injured and stuff, but he's not.
People are counting him out, but I think for good reason.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's not. He's not the future. Like he should. So actually, that flows really well into the second part of the question I wanted to ask you, which was transfer portal day tomorrow. How bad do you think Ohio State's going to get hit?
So I'm going to pass this one off to Luke. All right. So Luke, let's think about this one for a second, right?
Oh God, here we
College football expert right here.
You're a college
Joe Klatt on the mic.
That's Heisman guy.
You're a stud college football player, 18, 19 years old. Let's say 20, just for the sake of an argument. You're a little bit more mature, just turned 20. You came to Ohio State. They offered you $1 million to come play safety at Ohio State, at the Ohio State.
And we
One
are
more time.
deep
OH.
at safety. IO.
Alabama comes back and they say, man, we really miss you. We'll give you 1.5 if you switch. What do you do?
I got to be honest with you. And the way NIL works right now, you probably can keep that $1 million that you got from Ohio
That's what I was
State.
gonna ask.
Jeez,
You don't
okay,
get
yeah,
that
I'm
back.
going. I'd be going to Alabama then. Sorry.
And think about it. That's what Ewers did.
Yeah.
Wait,
but he
what?
stayed here for a year. Not to say he definitely took the money and ran.
I think he set the whole thing up on purpose just to take the money.
Yeah,
he knew he was going to stay with Texas.
He was Texas, yeah. Uh-huh.
There's got to be some.
It's
You're telling me
wild,
that you
wild west
came
right
here
now with this shit. I
for,
mean, it's crazy.
say, this one Scarlet and Gray game for $1 million, and he could leave and go somewhere else for more
That's the
money.
way it's set up right now.
Jeez.
There's just no. At least maybe there are if there are individual contractual obligations, it's not public. So
There has to be something.
I don't know. Guys do it. Guys will come.
Then
sit
they
a
might
year,
not get
and then
that
transfer
money.
out.
They might get the money back or something.
No, you don't have to get that money back. Are you kidding me? No
If
way.
you leave before you even play
don't-
or anything,
dude, it's the Wild West. You
I
do
think
not
you're
have-
wrong about this.
So you're telling me that Quinn Ewers, you think, had to give $1.5
He was here
million
for a
back?
year.
It doesn't matter.
It's
think
just
it
like a
does.
side thing. This is a third party giving you money.
Yeah, it's all through the boosters.
There's no contract, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not legally. I think legally, the money can't come from the school.
You have
So
your
it's all boosters.
You have your own day job during the day, but then the money that we make from the podcast, they don't take that money from you at your normal
But I'm
job.
performing a job for them during the day. Those people aren't.
but they didn't get paid to perform a job. They got
They got paid to come there and play football.
Yeah, but no, you
they
really
don't
got paid
play.
to come there.
yeah,
Yeah, but
to
if you
come
don't-
there.
If you don't come there, you just leave.
Hell, he did come there.
For what though?
When Luke
To come there,
When
that's what I
Luke,
mean,
Dave,
yeah.
and Cam sat you down and said, we're going to give you this sum to produce our podcast, we gave you a upfront lump sum of money, okay? Don't act like
We're
you
still
didn't.
hurting
Yeah,
from that.
no, I know.
No,
If you
but
jump
I didn't-
ship,
I
yeah.
can't leave.
No,
And
if
you
you
go
go
down-
to another
you go
podcast,
down the street.
Honestly, we just talked
you're not
about
going
it.
to give that money back.
I don't have my Juris Doctor right now. What am I going to do if you decide to get up and leave? I can't do anything.
You go down the street to New Heights. I shouldn't mention her name, but you
Whoa,
go to
whoa,
that
whoa.
that Cleveland Heights
competitor.
podcast over there,
Yeah.
and they pay you. You're keeping that money. You know you are.
The podcast down the street.
You might put it in the church basket, but it's not coming back to us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You
So this
keeping
is
that
what
money.
Nick Saban's talking about how this has ruined college football.
Well, Nick Saban's also
But I
full of
will
shit
not
because
wear that gaudy
Alabama's
orange.
probably, just like all these other big schools, are probably paying players for years.
Well, if you guys listen to Chip Kelly's interviews, that's what I thought was so interesting too. If you read between the lines, right?
Yeah.
He's always saying he just wants to coach football. He just wants to get back to coaching football. And that's what everybody thinks, is that they're sick of having to deal with NIL. These people who really are, these guys who spent their whole lives being football coaches, now they need to go out and raise money. They need to be salesmen. I mean, I know there's
I think that's BS. To be honest, seriously, the money and boosters in these big college programs has been a thing. Not to say all right, whatever. Let's just say all these schools are above board. Nobody was paying players before NIL. Bullshit, but whatever. College coaching, I think, is, when it comes to sports, is one of the hardest things you have to do. It's a nonstop job.
Yep.
And you have to do so much more than let's say an NFL head coach has to do. what's his name? Team Up North asshole.
Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh was sleeping with his players to get him there.
That's true. He had sleepovers.
He had sleepovers. He doesn't sleep with his
You
players.
never sleep over.
But
Come on, stay.
But yeah, so like appealing to these boosters and raising money and stuff like that, it's always been a thing. I just don't think Saban liked the fact that money is adding parity to college football.
Yeah.
So it doesn't benefit Alabama
lost.
anymore.
You're right. All right, guys. Everybody on YouTube, go ahead and throw in the comments right now if you'd be interested in having a football guest come on and speak about what it's like being a football coach. Because if that's something you're interested in, we might be able to, throw something together here, have a guest who might be able to talk about, give us some insight into what it's like being a college football coach.
We should read a book about something like that.
DeChambeau +2 today.
Jeez.
Already. That's crazy.
All right.
Say,
So many choke artists in golf.
It's crazy. Let's
I think the course is playing tough, though, from what I've seen so far.
yeah.
all right. Our producer's buzzing us here. I think we're going to head over to another commercial break. You guys are lucky enough to get 2 today. So take it away.
Already.
Feeling lucky? Want to win big, but tired of the stuffy atmosphere of other sports books? Well, hold your horses, partner. This here is Sticky Pete's Bets, the sports book with more personality than a barnyard brawl. We got all your favorite bets: football, basketball, baseball, and even the Masters. Yep, and we aren't afraid to spice things up with some good old-fashioned prop bets. Like, will the starting quarterback trip over his own shoelace? You betcha. We got faster payouts than a greased pig on roller skates. And our odds? Well, let's just say they're sweeter than molasses on a summer day. That's right, folks. At Stinky Pete's Bet, we treat you like family, even if you lose your shirt. So come on down to Stinky Pete's Bets. We got the best atmosphere, the friendliest staff, and the chance to win a whole heap of cash. Don't forget, first-time bettors get a free Sticky Pete's slobber dog with any wager. Just don't blame us if you get some on your lucky hat. Sticky Pete's Bets, where winning is a hoot. Must be 21 years old or glamour. Please bet responsibly.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us through that last commercial break. That is the last one for today's show. Before we get back into this book, guys, I wanted to talk to you about what are we drinking today?
Oh, yeah. We haven't talked about that yet.
I guess I want to kind of start with this. Usually, always, we're local beers. I did stop at the store. Cameron had a good recommendation of a local brewery that makes a Georgia beer, Georgia Peach, in honor of Augusta here.
Georgia?
They didn't have that, so I did pick up just some generic golf beers. So that's what Dave and I are drinking.
Only 95 calories.
Likewise.
I love those commercials they had back in the day. When I say back in the day, 2019 with Kepka in them. I don't know. Hitting what did he do? He hit a golf ball into an island or something and then drank a Michelob.
I don't know if I
Great
remember that.
commercial.
I don't think I've seen that.
So I got two things
nice
on.
putt.
What do we got?
DeChambeau just made like a 25-footer.
Oh, he's done.
Probably
though,
for
right?
bogey.
He's done. So I got 2 things on the docket today. I got Return of the Lake Erie Monster Double IPA from one of the crowd favorites, one of the local favorites.
He ain't
Great
driving.
Lakes. I'm not driving. I'm staying here. I heard bad things about this one, to be honest. But I think of the double IPA, that's my Q zone.
Ooh. Dialed in?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
However,
Is it a flop zone?
The Vivacious is double IPA too, right?
that's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
However, Masthead, I'm going to throw this out there right now. Probably my favorite brewery in the Northeast Ohio
Just,
area.
just don't park there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't park there. An interesting
Oh, is that
location.
what your 30th was?
Yeah, my brother-in-law got his car broken into.
Poor guy.
Anyway, the beer is phenomenal. Whatever their recipes, they just hit my palate perfectly. Midwest Red IPA. This isn't your normal IPA. They mix kind of maybe like your Conways into an IPA. The balance is incredible. Something Gloria Mark talks about is how to achieve balance
Gloria
in
Mark,
today's
PhD.
information in today's society with all that information coming at you, all those high frequencies.
Yeah.
All that mustard.
But you guys wanted to talk a little bit more about the book, but as you know, the show gets on. I know our attention span isn't the best, so I know we can get off on tangents a little bit. But I know I want to throw it back to this book. I've talked about it quite a bit,
Yeah, you have.
so I want to throw it to you.
What was that one study you were mentioning, though, we should maybe bring up that they were doing there?
Yeah, one thing, hope it's not just clickbait. One thing we do want to mention is, though, they threw a quick shout out in the book to a study referencing the intelligence score, which supposedly showed a clear correlation between women having a better ability to focus more intently on intense subjects. I thought that was really
overrated.
interesting.
Oh, we don't need it. All right, what were we saying, Luke?
Oh, actually, when you say overrated, that makes me think of what we witnessed. What was that? This past Monday, right?
Yeah, Monday. Yep.
The total solar eclipse passed over where we live, Cleveland, Ohio.
And what do we call that? The path of totality.
Yeah, you did a very diligent job of explaining that to us last episode.
If anything, I'm diligent.
But anyways, coming up to it, they would not stop talking about it around here. Every news story is about the eclipse. I'm like, this is going to be overrated. Man, when we saw that, I wanted to cry almost.
I know.
That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
It really is, like, because you know, a lot of things happen in nature that get built up. You hear a lot about them. This was an event where I was really like, man, like, I'm really happy I got to witness this.
Absolutely.
You know, it happened to be Guardians opening day too, which was awesome.
We were down there.
Yeah, in the
great
stadium.
day,
Vibes
a
were
win.
great. Yeah.
And where we live in Cleveland, this time of year, I'm going to say it's cloudy like 70% of the time.
Yeah.
Picture perfect day. Saw the thing like it was sitting there in your living room.
Couldn't have been better.
It couldn't have been.
Yeah. Yep. It was definitely a special day. Guardians got the win too.
Yeah.
With McKenzie on the mound, even though he's been throwing freaking meatballs yesterday. But
We got a couple of those big bats that you can fill up with beer.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Shout out to the random lady who supplied us with that.
Jay Mills.
Yeah, Jay Mills. If she's watching out there, we appreciate those
Jay
bats.
Mills.
Thanks, Jay Mills.
And Dave did throw yours away, sorry.
Yeah, well, I wasn't carrying that damn thing around all day.
Hey,
we
getting
had
into
to
something
carry
else
small
here.
I had crafts to shoot, dude.
Sunday afternoon, Cavs are playing their last game right now. Looking
It's
grim.
over.
It is over.
Yep, they lost by 10.
God.
Shut up.
By 10.
Dude, what the...
Dude, if I'm Charlotte's ownership, I'm pissed.
They put the
They're
players'
tanking.
kids in? Yeah, right.
Yeah, like what?
They were up all game, and then just...
Were the Hornets the worst
Down
team
by
in
10.
basketball?
So,
They got to be close, right?
speaking of Cavs, though, what do we think? I mean,
Oh,
what
the
is...
Pistons are way worse.
That puts us... We can't go above 4, right?
Yeah, I guess.
No, we can't move up.
Yeah,
I think we're locked in
the
that
loss.
4 seed.
So are the Pacers the matchup, or is it still
The
up in the air?
Magic are 5 right now. Ooh. Yeah, those teams are dead even, but the Magic must have a tiebreaker.
All right. If you guys were handicapping this, what do you think are odds of making it out of the first round?
You're playing Orlando or the Pacers. I mean, we're going to be favored, I think, against each of those. I'm honestly, I would say it's 50-50.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not taking the Cavs. It could be close, but I'd say almost like I'm leaning. Maybe it's the Cleveland fan in me.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's like 55-45 the other team right now.
Oh, you freaking homer.
No, he's saying the other team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, apologize.
I'm sorry. We'll add that to the things we got wrong. Cam, not a
know.
homer.
I get what you're saying, though. Like, you just have, I don't know, the way last season ended and the way this season's been going, I just have a grim look on it.
The
I
last
do get
3
you.
seasons, you remember? We
Yeah.
had an awesome team
You're
2
right.
years ago, and then we got in the play-in, and some Atlanta team that was trash just fucking worked us.
And the Nets, too.
Was it them? Or we lost 2 games.
Yeah,
we had 2
Nets
chances
and,
to make that year.
Yeah. Actually, this is like a good segue to talking about like Donovan Mitchell, his impending contract. Hopefully, extensions coming up. At least that's my opinion. I know Dan Gilbert came out and said it was likely to happen.
George
Yeah,
Yang said the
yeah.
same thing, yeah.
So I guess we'll see. But do you think what do you think the Cavs have to do in the playoffs to make his stay like inevitable?
First thing, I'm Dan Gilbert. I don't tap the table. I think if they win out of the first round, they move on. There's a good chance of him staying. I think if they lose in the first round again, like
bad
he,
fashion.
yeah, he probably should leave. I mean,
so
You're just gonna repeat history, like-
market after this year, right?
no, I think do we have him for one more year? But then
they would have to trade.
You
him.
have to trade him next year, like or else you're gonna
You would
totally
trade him in the
lose.
offseason then, right?
Or early in the season.
Do you
or
think if they
whatever.
re-sign him, there's a high chance they trade him anyway?
No.
No?
If they re-sign him? I think the chances are low. I don't know. I just hope they win the first round. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
If they win the first round, I'm
It
happy.
helps with everything. Yeah.
Do you think they should talk about moving Garland off the team?
You can't move Garland off the team. He makes way too much money. He's not worth what he makes. Nobody's going to take him from you.
Yeah, I mean, I do tend to agree with that. I just think it would be. It's just a shame how things have played out with our young players. Evan Mobley isn't like shaping up to be the
He's like a little baby anymore.
Oh yeah, the
like,
Cavs can't go worse than 4.
yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. The producer's on top of it.
Thank you.
10 minutes after we're moved on. Yeah, Mobley hasn't quite developed that 3 that we were kind of hoping for to take him to that next level.
Say he shot another night and airballed.
Jeez. I mean, it's not surprising. That's why usually the line's on him, if you're going to take his 3-point, them hitting them, I wouldn't suggest taking that because when I do, I always lose. They're usually like one 3 he's got to hit.
Something I heard is
Or like
a little
1.5.
off of this topic, but I'll just get your guys' opinion. I was listening to a radio broadcast talking about, teams want to get Bronny James because then LeBron will come there. And they said, teams do this all the time. Look at the Cavs. They drafted Isaiah Mobley. They did that to keep Evan Mobley happy. Do you guys believe that, or you just think it's like, well, that was the best player at the point. We just took
I
him.
don't think they did it to keep him happy. What does he need to be happy about?
I mean, he's so young too.
But it's not like he's
Evan
performing.
Mobley's 22 years old. Like
I would say the Bucks did that with Giannis.
Oh, that was the other point. They're like, look at all the I'm not gonna say it. Their last name
Kupo.
on the Bucks. But
I think there's some truth to it because, like,
With Mobley?
the probability
I don't know
of a
about the Mobley.
second round draft pick being any good in the NBA
Sure.
is so low.
like
Why
the
don't
first-
you get somebody who provides some value, whether it's basketball play or locker room?
So do you think it's like a foregone conclusion that the LeBron's going to pressure the Lakers to taking Bronny?
oh, is that what they're saying?
Well, I
I
mean,
don't think so.
why? He's
Put 2 and
signed
2
his
together
contract.
right now. They're
yeah,
saying,
seriously. I wouldn't doubt it at all. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I thought I didn't even think of it that way as him staying there. I thought another it's almost he's as good as gone at whoever drafts Bronny.
Yeah.
He's going to go there if he can. But
Yeah, I could see like
I didn't think about the Lakers could
just
keep
pick
him
him
there.
up.
True.
I think it definitely seems like he wants to do that father-son play. And he's definitely willed his son into the conversation of being drafted. I think if he had anybody else's last name,
Oh, 100%.
probably wouldn't get in. But
Does LeBron still have his Akron area home
Yes, in Bath.
in
Oh
Bath, yeah.
in Bath?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There
I've
was
never
talks
personally
about
been
that
invited.
too, about
but
him coming back here if the Cavs drafted him. It was a
I think
whole
he'd be a
thing.
good. I think he would honestly fit in this
Just
team
like a
really
one-
well. But
That conversation was though if you have if you get LeBron back, Mitchell's gone, and that's why you would get LeBron back. But you cannot physically have both of them money wise. They're saying.
oh,
Whatever the hell
he
he
must be
want.
too
Dan Gilbert
expensive.
don't give a shit.
I mean, how much do you think he's willing to go over the luxury tax?
What did he go over that one year when they won? It was absurd.
Well, they were playing Mozgov like $70 million.
Yeah.
when that was.
Timofey.
Yeah, Timofey. I mean, to his credit, in the year they won in 2016, he was like very good. He was playing very well defense wise.
Well,
With our one little segment we like to do here,
Oh yeah, this is a new one. This is a
Yeah.
new one.
what we got wrong in the previous episodes.
So this is basically just to do like a little bit of a teaser into. We're going to throw it over to Vito every episode to go past on past things that we all say, we all contribute to. Sometimes we get things wrong. We're not infallible, and we want to own up to it. We think it's important because I'm sure the viewers will hit us in the comments about stuff we got wrong.
Yeah, we're not going to shy away from whether we got things right or wrong. And if we didn't set the record straight the first time, we're going to make sure we do it the second time. And like Dave said, it could be all of us.
It's all of us, yeah.
But I think when Vito goes and reads the record,
Yeah, but
we'll say all with quotations.
I'm interested to see.
Me, all right, pal?
Yeah, I'm interested to see who got things wrong.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. This is from episode 1. Dave was insistent. It's called Royal Cola. It's actually called Royal Crown Cola. Dave?
Huh? I don't remember saying that, but I guess you are the producer, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
Is that the official drink of the Cleveland Browns?
Yes,
Yeah, I
Royal
think that's what
Crown
we're
Cola?
talking about.
Yes,
Yeah, and
that's
he
what
had
I'm
mentioned
talking
that. That's true.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember that, but yeah, all right. I guess I got that
Second
wrong.
one is from last episode. You were very
Who's you?
Dave. Sorry,
me.
Dave. You were very specific, saying that Tiger and Mickelson were in the first matchup together of the
Oh, I
Masters.
do remember you did mention that.
and they were not.
Oh, I don't remember saying that either. But again, you are the producer, so I'm going to take your word for it.
Yes, it was definitely you, David.
So let me apologize to
yeah.
the
Can you
viewers.
start fact checking your shit?
Yeah, I mean, I will tighten things up, and hopefully next time there will be no mistakes by me. I am sorry. That's my bad.
Okay. And with that, that's all for that segment, and we're gonna fire it over to Cameron to introduce our next book.
Ooh,
Yeah, just like we'll do every episode. Before we introduce the book for the next episode, we'd like to do some closing words on the book that we just went over. Gloria Mark, PhD. Find focus, fight distraction, attention spans. Like I said, I would go over my entire overall review at the end here. I don't know if there's a lot more to say about it. A lot of background research in it at the beginning. Not the easiest read, but I think it's one of those books you get out of it what you put into it. If you really want to dive into the stuff she's talking about at the beginning, I think there's a lot of value there. I really do. I know a lot of our viewers and listeners out there are watching this right now, listening to this right now, really trying to get some tidbits and some pointers on what they can do to fight this high frequency mustard shit in their everyday lives. I think we talked about a couple things, but if you really want to find some really good solutions, dive into chapter 13 in the book. Don't take it from me, take it from her.
yeah, it was well said.
This dude just skipped the ball across the water, and that's a shot.
No.
This is
Swear
old.
to God.
This is old. This is years ago.
They just showed this.
No, this is years ago. Anyways,
Yeah, that was years ago. Go ahead, Luke.
Sorry.
yeah, it's funny. When I was reading this book, I was kind of putting to use what I was learning in it while reading it, because I'm somebody who, when I'm reading a book, I'll read a whole page sometimes after, I've been reading for an hour. I'm like, what the hell did I just read?
Right.
I really had to focus in, learn some things Gloria was teaching me there.
PhD.
And PhD. And it was nice to apply what I was learning while I was still learning it.
Oh, it's very insightful. My only review, great read. Pick it up. Vito?
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is work on your brain, your mental health, like you work on your body. Just really, really look into that and try to relax. Take time off.
That's true. That's something we didn't really talk about at all. Is she really pushes for finding balance in your life, and maybe that's what we do with this. With our podcast, we have a couple segments that may require a little bit more attention. You got to be a little bit more focused if you really want to get the most out of this knowledge that we're bringing you. But then we have some other segments that you could just kind of throw on the TV, throw on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, and just put it in the background. Listen to Dave's sweet voice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But also with that, I know you were mentioning this off air. We kind of want to put a little message out there that we are going to be taking the next week off of reading, because the response was ridiculous to these first 2 episodes, and we're a little overwhelmed, and there's a lot of social media stuff and behind the scenes stuff that we, and as in we, Cameron, needs to catch up on. So a lot of behind the scenes stuff going to be happening this week. You're going to see a lot more, advertisement stuff that's coming from us in social medias, emails being put out there. So yeah, bear with us through this next week as we take it off.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work with our producer Vito to really get this stuff going. A lot of high frequency mustard shit going on.
Yeah, well, he'll crack us into shape.
So last time I revealed the next book that we'll talk about. I think one of you guys should do it this time.
Oh my gosh!
Do the unveil.
You
Unveil the next book.
You talk about it, but I'll pull the sheet up.
I want to pull it.
Oh, okay. All right.
go ahead.
Are you actually? You know what? You're the producer. You're not
kidding.
allowed on camera, or at least this camera. Okay. Ready? Dun 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 dun. Duh. The next book would be the Swing Your Sword by Mike Leach.
New York Times bestseller.
This is one of the ones, it's one of my favorites. This is one I don't even need to read this week. I already have it in the backlog. This is one of my favorites. Mike Leach, another guy, rest in peace. Just an incredible man, and I can't wait to talk about this. And it's something we've already had a discussion amongst ourselves back and forth about
a year ago we were talking about this.
Yeah, just all the stuff that he had to talk about in this. And I hope you guys pick this one up, whether it's in your local library or from a online local bookstore. We don't want you to, give a lot of money to the corporations who are providing books for $10 online.
Yeah,
Not
we
now.
support brick and mortar. We're very brick and mortar focused.
Until those big conglomerates sponsor us, then
Then I mean, we
Then go
are
buy
we,
a book,
we do
but-
sell out quick.
We're not sellouts quite yet, but
Not yet,
until then, you better swing your sword.
Right now, Stinky Pizza is the one that's paying the bill. Am I right, guys? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this book, Cam. I know it was a high recommendation from you, and our listeners have now 2 weeks to read it. So, read it once, read it again, get ready for the big incoming discussion that we're going to have that you guys love to listen to.
Yeah, happy Masters Week, everybody. Glad
Yeah.
you spent it with us the week after Masters anyways. And I know you were watching on TV all day to see Scotty Scheffler get that win.
He's up -8 now. Two.
no,
Let's go, Scotty. We're
Scotty
real Scotty
Scheffler
fans.
got that win, and I know you want to get out on the course and practice your own Scheffler shuffle. That's what they
Scheffler
say.
shuffle.
Scheffler shuffle.
Yeah, if anybody has
That's what we're gonna do
recommendations-
next week during the
Okay.
break. We're gonna get out there and practice.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys got
Actually-
any recommendation for courses local to us, let us know. We love trying new ones.
And with that being said, let's go hit the links, boys.
Oh, yeah, finally.
Go Guards, go Cavs, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Read up, boys and girls.
Bye-bye.
Attention spans and focus. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying?
The multitasking.
God damn it.
It's all right.
I just got a text right there too. It's confusing. See, this is what we're
Hold
dealing
on.
with.
Read it out
Cameron, you
loud.
got pussy on
Read
the
it.
brain,
Read it.
man.
Read it. Read it.
If you want to text in class,
Yeah.
read it out loud
You're
to
gonna
the
be
class.
sitting on your phone like Dave. Read it.
Who was that Dave guy from last night? He was creeping out my friends.
That's not what it said.
I believe it.
Don't fucking know that guy.
Why did he know my dad? Do you want to take it all the way?
No. That's just what Luke said.
This isn't live?
It's half
I
live.
stopped it.
You stopped it?
No.
Oh, good. I was gonna say because we might want to use that for fucking outtakes and shit because that was fucking funny.
Did you mean to hit that button when Dave was talking?
Yeah, I just wanted to fuck with him.